who's the new designer?
Hi, Selena.
Selena, yeah, they did mention there's a new start today. New starter. I'm Michael Milewski, senior developer here at Aviator.
Well, it's nice to meet you. I'm really excited to get started. Maybe you can fill me in on how things work around here?
Well, I'm not sure about the designers, but us developers, I've got a really important stand-up to go. Catch you around.
I think I'm a designer. He's a bit arrogant as well. Senior developer, Michael Milewski over there. Well, I suppose I shouldn't judge a book by its cover.
Right, I'm going to be working on the to-do list. Oh, delete item functionality. About time we did that with Selena. Is this a joke? Are you a developer?
Yeah.
Oh, come over here to stand up.
Wow.
Whoa, yeah.
You want to get me started on how we're going to tackle this card?
Look, this is going to be some serious programming. This is not just some CSS, honey. I even need to look at Stack Overflow.
Really? You guys use React, right? Sounds like you're just going to need a callback function to a simple action. Should be pretty straightforward. But maybe we can start with kickoff.
Kickoff. I remember when Sam started, he was going to kind of make us all agile and everything, get the stand-ups a bit sorted, bring in, story points, that kind of thing. But I suppose someone like you would need a kickoff. So let's have a look, right? We're going to have a to-do list, and we need to delete the items of the to-do list. Pretty good, right?
Well, yeah, but why do we need it?
I think you're going a little bit above. Well, we needed to delete the to-dos, right? Pretty self-explanatory. I think we kicked off. Let's go.
Well, no, hold on. But why do we need it? Like, who's the customer? Why do they even need to delete to-dos?
Well, listen, it's a React app, and the app renders a list of items, and those items are going to need to inform the app of which ones to render and which ones not to render. So we're going to probably have like a callback function that goes back up to the app. Callback functions used to be called call after functions. There's kind of two kinds. There was the blocking ones, which are synchronous, and the non-blocking ones asynchronous. And in JavaScript, we have like a single event loop, and it takes the callback function. Look, I think we're kicked off, right? Come and join me at my machine. Let's go.
Sounds good. I guess.
All right. So here we've got the code. Right, you got that, and that's the actual thing. Yeah. So, and then let me. Oh.
Hey!
Well, you okay? Yeah. Look, we've got this. Oh, right. We've got this test failing. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. So, what we've got here, test. When there's two items, mark
Yeah.
side.
Oh, got it. Right. Yeah, you're right. So in here, I think the mocked items in the test. Right. The ABC. You've got to get your 1, 2, 3s before your ABCs. So we run that, and boom, passed. That was good. Now, some really good pairing there. Look, I'm glad you joined me in for that one. Git push. Look, why don't we get a coffee?
Yeah, I guess a coffee break would be kind of good now.
How do you take your coffee?
Black machine.
You know, and people ask me how I take my coffee. I take it very, very seriously. Just a joke, just a joke.
Okay, cool. So, how long have you been here at Aviator?
Well, I was one of the first developers hired.
Oh, so you're really across the whole stack.
Yeah, me. Well, and John, the CTO, he hired you. He was on the original team that kind of set this up, and then he became permanent, switched from the dark side of consultancy to be a permanent, just like me, but he became CTO. Oh, and Kath. Yeah, we got her just in time for Series A funding.
Oh, Kat Day-Night. I heard her speak last year at General Fruits. She was very knowledgeable about food bars.
Food bars? Talking food bars with bats? I see a few designers not getting the food bars.
Anyway, back to the code. Just an observation, I guess. Why was it that we started on this card with an already failing test? Don't you have like a CI platform already picking up that with all green tests?
Ooh, maybe when we get back to the coding, you should jump on the keys.
Okay then, cool.
Ooh, Jane's phone. So,
Can I unlock the screen for
yeah, let me finish our coffee and then, cool. Yeah, it's all good. Cool, yeah. Go for life.
Okay. So, have you
No, we got to write the new test, right?
All right. Okay, so what we're trying to... So I think what we're trying to do...
Take your time.
Yeah. Well, I think what we're trying to...
Oh, hot coffee is really good.
Alright. So I think what we're trying to do here is we want to write a new test to delete an item. So we have this describe block already when there's two delete items. Maybe we don't need to do that again. Maybe we can start with a new kind of describe down here to put our new test.
No,
there.
don't do that.
Oh, okay. I guess I won't do that. Well, maybe we could just use the existing context. We've already got some items to delete. So let's start putting something in here.
No, don't do that.
Okay. Well, you know what? I think this block here, where we mark an item as complete, we're going to do something quite similar to this, except we're going to delete the item instead. So.
Whoa. We don't do that.
Look, can I just get my thought out? Just give me a second.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so we're going to have a different expectation, of course. We can delete that. And what we're going to do in the wrapper, we're going to find a list, and we're going to find a prop in the list, probably on the item, called remove item.
Yeah, right. So, so that's good. But I think you're not quite getting it, right?
Oh, okay.
I think what you want is, look, let me type it out. So what we want is to delete an item when remove item is called, right? Okay. And then we're going to, your across arrow functions, we're just going to throw in an arrow function in there. And then, find some good code from there. Copy that. I think, look, maybe we take this distraction away. This is I think what we're going to do.
Isn't it kind of just the same as what
Is that still distracting you? That's okay. I think that's the test you wanted to write, right? So you're getting all that?
Okay, so maybe I was missing something. But can you explain remove item to me? That's a function, right?
Yeah, that's a function.
So how does that work?
Well, you get it. You get it, right? You get it. It's a remove item function.
But what does it do? How does it work?
Well, it removes the items. You get it. Is this confusing you? Look, what we're doing. What we're doing is getting the list, and on that we're calling the prop, and then in there we're calling remove item. That's the function. That's the function, right?
Yeah,
you get that.
But how does that function work?
You call it with the round brackets. You call it with the round brackets, right? You put in there the ID that you're going to delete. You get it, right? You get that.
No.
You get it.
No.
You get.
No, look, Michael. I'm not getting it. Maybe it will become clear as we move on. Let's just move forward.
Sure.
Maybe it'd be easier to see in a different font.
You know, I worked with this guy, Brad. He was all over the fonts. He'd have a different colour background every day of the week, kind of is the right thing to He had this great font. Let's see if I can find it. What was it now? What the? Why would you put that in an editor?
Oh, no, don't say that. Don't say that.
What the? What are these people thinking? Look, let's go back to a classic. Helvetica. Doesn't that just sound really good? Cool. Oh, save that. Helvetica's good. Yeah. It's a lot easier to see. Oh, yeah. What else have they got in here? This is some cool stuff.
Look,
oh,
do you think we can just run the test?
Oh, Monaco. Monaco. Wasn't that big in 2005? I think? Yeah. That's really cool.
Let's go
Look
with
at
that one. Let's go back to running the test. Maybe we can run the test now.
Oh.
Yeah?
Okay. All right.
You happy with that one?
Sure.
Okay. Cool. So, if we go back and run the test. Oh, no. Ah.
Hey, check out this photo.
Ah, who's that?
Whoa. That's in Bali, I think. Have you ever been to Bali?
No.
Yeah, neither have I. Hey. Woo, let's take a selfie.
Michael, that is distracting.
Jenny's not going to be very happy.
What?
Well, that was Jenny's phone. She left it unlocked at the coffee. This is my phone. And you know what? Look, we don't need to write this test, but it's about lunchtime. I'm going to go for a run. Let's take a quick breather, and I'll see you when I get back. All right?
Well, I guess it's lunchtime then, huh? Why did I lose it with him? And on the first day? Something's not right here. You know, I took this job because this company was known to have a strong pairing culture. But the pairing just doesn't seem to be working for us. Like, he's so experienced, but he seems to completely miss how to get going pairing with someone. Maybe he hasn't worked with a new person for a while. It might just be me as well, but slurping drinks right on my shoulder, it's kind of gross. Oh, and he got so distracted changing all those fonts, dealing with all these notifications popping up. Oh, and I thought pairing was meant to be about collaboration. But he won't let me see the screen. He won't even let me touch the keyboard. Oh no, he will. He will let me touch the keyboard, then rip the keys right out of my hands. And then the social media. And trying to take a selfie with me on somebody else's phone? How inappropriate. Oh, I don't know how this guy gets anything done. Speaking of getting things done, where is he? This lunch is taking a bloody long time.
Right, yeah, let me in. Sorry, I should have left that unlocked. Oh, the hands are a bit. Oh, yeah, that's really sucks. Yeah, right. Do you want to write that test? Yeah.
We already wrote that test.
Look, over here. Did you run it? Do you want to? Just.
You know, I think we should take a long lunch break.
No, we're good. John's in the office. Like, we better get moving. So I think you want to do that.
No, look, I really think we should take a longer lunch break.
No, that's good. That's good. We can keep going. Come on, you drive. Here, hold. Yeah. As I said, I think.
Look, Michael.
Yeah.
I really, really think a longer lunch break would be a good idea right now. Like, your eating is a little bit distracting, and you're dripping sweat all over me.
Oh. Sorry. Look, maybe I'll take a quick. Oh, that was dumb. Maybe I'll take a quick shower. I'll be back in 5.
Oh. Oh, Jody. Oh. Right. Hey, Jody. Yeah. First aid, yeah, it's great. Well, actually, oh my God. You wouldn't believe the guy that I have to work with today. Like, A+ for mansplaining me the minute I walked in the door here. Oh, and get this, I had to go cope with this guy, and it's... yeah, nah, he's not my type. No way. Look, he came back from his run, and I've got sweat and grease all over me, and it's just so hard to work with him at the moment. And you know what? Oh, shit, actually, Mr. Know-It-All is on his way back right now. He's probably going to tell me how to hang up the phone next. I better go. But hey, just before I do, would you mind, can you just check and see if my job's still open? Like, no, just in case. All right. See ya. Chat to you later. Bye.
Hey. Yeah, look, I've had a quick think about me kind of rocking back from my run all sweaty like some middle-aged man dressed in lycra, and I actually had some burger in my beard. Look, that must have made you feel a little bit uncomfortable. Sorry about that.
Oh, thanks for acknowledging that. Should we write that test now?
Yeah, let's, look, you run, let's go.
Okay, well, I mean, we've got it here already, failing test. So when there are...
Yeah, go on. I think you want to get down to implementing that remove item.
Yeah, when there are 2 items, we're going to delete one, and we're trying to call this prop remove item.
Go on. You're doing it real well. Do you want to run it? Do you want to just run it just to make sure, in the terminal, just press enter?
Yeah.
The big key.
Whoa!
Did you see that notification?
Huh?
Jenny's just sent that cake's in the kitchen. We've got to go, right? We've got to go.
Well, let's just quickly finish this off. I think we're really close.
Yeah, no. The best part of the cake is at the first cut, the icing on the end. It's absolutely the best. Let's just... That was the run, right? That was the shower. But now it's cake time. Okay? That's cool. Let's go, cake.
Oh my God, this guy is so hard to work with. He can't even get the transitions right on the There's just like a new distraction every 2 minutes, and he is disgusting. Like, cutting his nails at the desk? I mean, who even does that? Oh, I suppose he did apologise for sweating on me though. That was nice. But still, he's not very good at sharing. He won't let me see the screen or touch the keyboard, or have any input on the code. He won't even let me get this bloody test passing. I'm sure it's really straightforward. Do you know what? I bet he's one of those guys who moved back into his mother's house to help take care of her. Meanwhile, he's sitting in the basement playing computer games and out watching girl fights on the weekends. Oh, just listen to me. I am so judgy. Half a day working with this guy, he's just turned me into an absolute bitch.
You girls pretty lucky to get me on the first day. I know. Better than anyone, the art teacher of this project. But, gee, why am I having this pissing contest with her? I mean, I've got almost 20 years of experience. You'd think I could sit back and kind of give her a bit of a go. I'm kind of just showing off the whole time. And, you know, I might learn something. I mean, she's quite capable and knowledgeable about this stuff. John did hire her after all. He said we were hiring these people to 10x the team. And gee, the level of candidates these days, I don't even know if John would hire me. Maybe I just need to sit back and probably share a little bit more than I have been. Hey, got you a good piece of cake.
Oh, this looks good.
Yeah, actually this reminds me of the cake I had on Saturday when I picked up my son from one of his friend's birthday parties.
Oh, you have a son? How old is he?
Yeah, I've got 4 kids. I've got a 6-year-old, 4-year-old, 3-year-old, and handful, newborn.
4 kids?
Yeah.
You must be a busy man. I bet you don't have a lot of time for extra coding outside of work hours.
Yeah, look, pretty busy. And last night, spent the better part of 4 hours in emergency. The 3-year-old fell out of the cubby to get their chin stitched up. But I still do manage to get a few side projects in here and there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You working on anything interesting at the moment?
Yeah, I'm working with ABA.
ABA? Is that a framework?
Framework? No, ABA is the Australian Breastfeeding Association. I help with their website. It's really rewarding work to do this kind of stuff.
Oh, wow. You didn't expect that from you.
So you're having a pretty busy day on your first day?
Yeah, it's kind of been a little bit harder to get going than I thought it would be.
Well, we are. The architecture on this project is pretty involved.
No, it's not that. It's just, you know, even at a high level, it doesn't seem like anyone can explain to me the purpose of what we're trying to do here.
Maybe I haven't been as clear as I thought. You know what? Why don't we go over to the whiteboard and see if I can give you a better run through? You know, we probably should have started with the whiteboard at the beginning. So, right. If we think about our component structure, so at the top level we have an app, and that renders a new item form and a list of items. And then each of those render an item.
Oh, right. And what we want to be able to do is to delete an item. So I'm guessing there's probably going to be some kind of button on the item component?
Correct. However, it's the app component whose responsibility it is to tell the item list which items to render.
Ah, right. So we need to add a function to the app component which gets triggered when we click on the delete button.
Precisely.
And in order to call it, we're going to have to pass a reference to that function down to the item component.
I think you're getting it. I think we're on the same page now. Do you want to have a crack at implementing it?
Oh, I do. I'm just having a bit of trouble working out where to get started, which order to do things in.
Well, back in the earlier days of my career, we used to do something called ping pong pairing to try and get people up to speed and work together on that kind of stuff. We could give that a go if you want.
Oh, that sounds different. What is ping pong pairing?
Well, it's a particular style of pair programming where one person writes the test and the other person writes the implementation, and then we swap. It's a bit like ping pong.
Okay, well, let's give it a go. But just before we get started, do you think we can go back to that test we wrote earlier? Because I wasn't quite following.
Sure. You know what? Actually, let's just remove all of that. We'll just do a git reset hard, and let's start from the beginning, okay? So we've got everything passing, right? Hang on. I think there's a problem. You can't even see the screen. I think we need to sort out some ergonomics here, right? I think it'd be good if the screen was between us, and hey, we've got a spare keyboard. If you have a keyboard, I have a keyboard, then we've both got access, and we've got equal access, then we can equally contribute.
Right, yeah. And do you think we could just up the font a little bit as well?
Yeah, sure. So I think there we go. Do you want me to change the fonts as well?
No.
Okay.
I think we've done enough of that today.
Good call. So let me start. So I'll do the ping, you do the pong. So what we want to do is it deletes.
So I think when it deletes the item, it's going to be really similar to this block that's already there, right?
Right, that's a good pickup. So saving myself all that typing, I can just do that and make that. But in this case, it's not marking an item as delete. It's going to delete an item when remove item is called. And in this case, it's going to be the remove item. That's the function. We'll see that in a second. And in this case, if we remove 1, 2, 3, then the list of items shouldn't have that one.
Right.
So now we have presumably a failing test, which is going to drive out what we do next. We run the tests, and there we go.
All right. So.
Right. So now I can go and implement.
Oh, hold on. Ping pong.
Oh yeah, yeah. You jump in.
Thank you. First, let's just fix up this little typo. And if we look at what the test is actually saying, like what the error is, make sure we understand. When we've got 2 items, we should delete an item when remove item is called, but we couldn't find the remove item prop. It's not a function. We didn't define it, right?
Yeah.
So if we go back into our app.jsx, what we have up here is a remove item function. Oh, that's how it works.
Oh, is that what I should have shown you before? Right. I'm glad you're driving.
Wow. Sometimes seeing how the function works helps you understand how it works.
Right. But you've got it now.
That's right, I do. And all we need to do is pass it down to the list, because eventually that's going to get to our item component. And we should hopefully now have a passing test.
Cool, well done. Now you can write a failing one for me.
Right, but I think first things first, let's jump into the browser, do an acceptance test. We haven't done that yet, I don't think. Is this one I should be on?
No. This one though.
So if I add in an item here, so I've got a to-do item 1, cool. So I've got a passing test, but I still can't seem to delete this.
Right, because we don't have the button on the actual item, so I think that would be the next test. On the item, we have to expect to hit a button.
Correct. So if we go back into our application here, item test.jsx, we have a describe block here. When we've got an item already, we should be able to hopefully remove it. So in here,
hey, I think you could do that same trick you showed me. It's going to be very similar to toggling the completeness of the item. So you could probably copy that block above and change it to removing the item.
yeah, you're right actually, we could. So if I copy that, it's going to call remove item, and it's not going to be when the checkbox is checked, it's going to be when the button is clicked. And there, on our wrapper for the component, we're going to find a button, and we're going to click it, and instead of toggle complete, we are going to mock remove the item. So if we go over to our browser now, our test now, we should have a new failing test. Here we go. Simulate's meant to be run on 1 node, 0 found instead, because we don't have a button yet.
Right, so now I can jump in. So we don't have that button, so the test is telling me that on the item where I have the text, I need a button, and we can do that. So now, running the test again, well, it's gone a little bit further because it's not complaining about clicking the button because it's managed to click it. It's just saying that the mock remove item hasn't been called with 1, 2, 3. So I can jump back in here and put an on change. I
think you want that to be an on click.
Oh yeah, good pickup. Right, on click. So when we click it, it's going to call an inline function which will remove item with the ID, and that should make that test pass. Cool. I think git push, we can push that.
Well, final check. Let's just jump back into the browser, make sure that what we think we wrote actually works.
Right. Good call. So we have a to-do item.
Refresh.
We want to refresh. Buy some milk. Go to after party. 2 minutes. And then, oh yeah, cool. So we can delete them. That's well done. Hey, that's really cool. Woo!
Nice.
You know what? I think it is actually time to call it. So maybe we do a quick little retro of kind of how we've gone. What do you think went well today?
Oh, well, you know, I think that last piece of ping pong theory was a huge success. We managed to work together and smash that feature out in no time.
I agree. And look, stepping back to draw it up on a whiteboard helped both of us get onto the same page.
There were a few things that didn't go so well today, though.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the good pairing was only after the whiteboard session. And, you know, actually, now that I think about it, there were 1 or 2 distractions throughout the day.
1 or 2? I can think of a lot more than 1 or 2. You playing on your phone? Oh no, you playing on someone else's phone. Switching up the fonts every 2 minutes. Not to mention clipping your nails, which are still, by the way, at my desk.
You're right, I probably should have left that one for home. And you seemed to be a little bit annoyed at me when I came back from my run too.
Because you were dripping sweat and burger all over me? I definitely think it was more productive in that case to take a longer lunch break.
Right, you're right, I do remember that now. Well look, it did work out for us in the end, but maybe next time we pair we could have a bit of a checklist, a set of guidelines to get us started and be more effective sooner.
Right, and as we saw this afternoon with ping pong pairing, the first thing is probably going to be to sort out ergonomics. Once we both had equal access to the machine, it was a lot easier for us to both contribute.
Yeah, and maybe, I mean that's a great starting point. Maybe another thing we want to do is eliminate all distractions from the beginning.
Yeah, and if we take regular breaks, maybe not every time we get a notification, but if we take regular breaks, then there's still plenty of opportunity for things like social media, tea breaks, snacks, cake, personal hygiene, outside of pairing time.
Right, and regardless of how small or simple the task seems to be, it's probably good to come up with a plan early on so that we can focus sooner on coming up with a joint improved design and actually do the work.
Right, and most importantly, that means we both have an opportunity to contribute our ideas and 10x our pairing.
You're right, and it didn't take much to get started, just a few simple guidelines and an open mind. I hope you've enjoyed our presentation today. We
hope you've enjoyed our presentation.
We hope you've enjoyed the presentation. We've been Selena Small, Michael Milewski. Thank you very much.